Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue sur ma chaîne YouTube. Vous êtes les bienvenus les amis. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am happy to announce that as I primarily suggested, we will have bilingual content. So I'm happy to have my official first interview with my friend here. So I'll try, if we don't have captions on YouTube, for French people, I'll try to kind of give summaries of what we're talking about. So, je vais essayer de donner un petit résumé de ce dont on parle ici, mais l'interview sera entièrement en anglais. Voilà. Donc, merci à tous ceux qui nous suivent. Thank you to everyone that has been following me on YouTube, and thank you for following us. Thank you for commenting, sharing, liking. Yeah, it's greatly appreciated. So help me welcome Felix here, who is going to introduce himself. Well, I guess you can just type like clap in the comments.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Danielle.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks. So Felix here, or in French, Felix, Felix Yuen. So I'm an intellectual property lawyer, strategist, at my business here in Ottawa, which is set up a couple months ago. And I'm a newcomer here to Canada. A lot of things that we will share later about this, am I right?
Yes, totally. Yes. So did you come here with family, all alone?
So I came here by myself a year and a half ago in March 2024. The main reason is to reunite with my partner who's living here in Ottawa. But also, it's actually quite a adventure for me because I never really thought about coming to Canada before that. But at the same time, I was thinking, why not? Because I have quite an international background. So I grew up in Hong Kong. I spent my first 30 years in this tiny city. Tiny in terms of the size, it is a small place.
Yeah.
But when it comes to population, it's huge. It's a big population over there, bigger than I think any of the Canadian cities. So it was a very international city.
Yeah.
And I decided a few years ago, around COVID, when COVID started, to move to Europe. I studied in France for a little bit. I can speak a little French, but not too much. Okay. I'm not going to showcase my French today. It's not something that I'm very proud of. But also, I lived a little bit in Malta, which is another small country. And then, given that international background, I was thinking, okay, coming to Canada may be another challenge for me to explore another continent. So I've already got 2 continents. Why not checking the third one out? And my work is also very international.
Yeah.
So this is a good opportunity for me, and I really am enjoying it so far right now.
Okay, so welcome to Canada, Felix.
Thank you.
1 year is still pretty recent. And I just want to let you know, guys, this will be in 2 parts because we're going to talk about his immigration journey. And the second part, because we don't want it to be too long, the second part will be about the business side, right? Because he is an entrepreneur, right? So we'd like to know more about it because we also encourage new immigrants to look out, the entrepreneurship sides, like what they would like to do, aside their 9 to 5. So just wanted to precise that. And we'll ask Felix now, why or how has it been so far in Canada for you?
Canada is great so far to me. Canadians are friendly, at least the people that I've met so far, except those who are driving on the road, perhaps. that is exception, small exception, but in general, people I meet at work, in networking events, in just daily life, they're very nice to me. And also, Canada being kind of an immigrant country, like a large population being immigrants, people are very adept to the idea of people from different parts of the world. So there's no real question as in, okay, you're new or you are from different parts, so we'll treat you differently. I haven't got that negative situation for myself, so it is great. And it is also an English-speaking and French-speaking country. I know English and a little bit French, so it's easier for me to move here than in another say, in a German-speaking country, right?
Okay. Okay, so I don't know if I heard well. You said your partner was already here.
Yes.
And so if maybe the partner was not already here, you wouldn't have thought about Canada?
I did not think about it because there is this very general stereotype or not ideas about Canada. First of all, it is cold. It is true. It's not a stereotype.
Yeah.
It is really cold. I spent my last winter here. I survived, but it was not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
I am a tropical person. I enjoy warm weather in general.
Okay.
So that is one reason why I never really thought about it. The second one is I like being immersed in history. I like being immersed in culture and all these things. Europe usually gave me this idea. Okay, it is the part of cultures, right? Because of the last 2 or even more centuries, and not centuries, but in millennia, about the growth and history and development. It just attracts me a little bit more usually. Canada doesn't really give me that idea before I came. So that's why I never thought about it. Of course, after I came here, I know that Canada has a very unique history too. And it has a long history apart, because when we are talking about Canada being a new country, it's just the immigrant part of the history, right?
The population.
It has a long history when indigenous people are around for, again, thousands of years. And that is also very interesting. And now I'm enjoying a lot of it, like going to the history museum in Gatineau over the river. Okay. That is very nice to see, really.
OK, thank you very much, Felix. Donc, Felix a dit tantôt qu'il travaille dans la propriété intellectuelle. Beaucoup d'entre nous ne connaissons pas forcément c'est quoi la propriété intellectuelle. So he told us he's working in intellectual property. I mean, I studied law in my country. I have a small idea, but maybe you can tell us more about intellectual property. Like, what does it entail? What do you really do?
Yeah. Well, I've been doing intellectual property since 12, 13 years ago, so I'm very used to this topic, especially now. One of my jobs is to give education workshops to people to learn more about IP. Let me shorten it to IP because it's hard to pronounce.
Yeah,
intellectual property is literally. So let's call it IP. Yeah. So what IP is, of course, when I ask people, they usually say, is it about copyright, patents, trademarks? Of course, that is a part of it. Protecting your brands, protecting your innovation, that is a part of it. Yeah. But I'll make it more generalized in a way to say that, IP is basically what's created in every human's mind, which has value in the business or the daily way. So it's about ingenuity. It's about really something unique to human brains. And when it comes to business, it means the competitive edge of this business, because now then the business has something that other businesses have not thought about, and that is the part that they want to protect the most. So intellectual property, IP in general, is about competitive edge.
Okay, and do you think there is a big need for that in Canada?
Yes, indeed, and it is not just said by myself.
Okay.
When I came here, I looked at a lot of reports too, and some reports were talking about Canada being our neighbor is a big innovative country, right? It's very famous for all these biggest brands right now, big techs like Google, Amazon, Meta, all these, and Canada is not as well known about this kind of innovation. And the reports basically say that the reason is that here, first of all, we have great people over here. We have great universities. We have great institutions, but then we don't keep our IP in the country. When people start a business, people chase their money, right? The investors are in the States. They will go to California, find the investors, and then all the IP will flow down to another country, most of them in the United States. So now in Canada, actually, it is a very important idea for us to keep our IP here, so to make our innovations as well as our economy stronger. Especially now, the political environment, we even need to talk IP a little bit more than before.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like room, if I can say room for, to talk about it more because I feel like it's a new field.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was in law school, it was more like we will study it like abroad, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't really, people have brands in our country, but it's not really a big thing, like in my country. So yeah, I guess it's, but it must cost a lot for small businesses, for example, who get themselves in trouble regarding brands. I guess it must be like to have a lawyer, it must be very, very expensive in that domain.
Yeah, I think there are 2 points that I pick up from what you just said, which are both true. The first thing is that small and medium businesses, they are not usually aware of intellectual property, IP, right? So they may either not have knowledge about IP, or they think it is not useful for them.
Yeah.
They think, it is just, I'm not Facebook. Why do I need IP? Why do I need to get a brand name, right? But then my opinion is that actually any business, small and large, they need IP. And it is even more important for small, medium businesses and startups to have IP to compete. Because that is exactly what, like I said, the difference from the others, how you stand out against the others, right?
Yeah.
How do you, in this very competitive environment, you need that human ingenuity to be different from the others.
Yes.
So that's why IP is so important for small and medium businesses. The second thing that you mentioned is that, yes, it is somewhat costly in the first place. When you look at it, if you don't have revenue at all, when you have don't revenue and then you suddenly need to pay a couple of $1,000s to file a patent or a trademark, you'll be like, okay, this will not be my first thing to do.
Yeah, definitely.
But in the end, I would say, first of all, there are programs that support it, so we can find maybe some funding to support. But secondly, more importantly, we need to think about it as an expense like any others. Like we would spend a bit more money on insurance because it is needed. I think we need to think IP in that way too. It is an insurance. It is also an important asset for us to develop. You don't actually see the value right away, but it will come in 5 years' time, 10 years' time.
Okay, perfect. Now let's talk about the journey, if I can say, like the other transition from Hong Kong to Canada. First of all, what do you think, like the process, how long did it take for you from Hong Kong to here? The process, like when did you start? When did you get your, you came as a PR, correct?
I came here with an open permit first.
Oh.
And applied PR after that.
Oh, okay. With an open permit.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long did the procedure take for you?
So I'll give a little bit of timeline of myself. I left Hong Kong actually in 2021 when COVID hit. And then I moved to Europe a little bit. And then I came to Canada after that. Yeah.
Okay.
I started a process in Malta, and a little bit background of this open permit that I'm getting, which is also interesting for people, right?
Sure.
It is unique in a way that it is open for Hong Kong citizens, Hong Kong residents, because there was a time when there was uncertainty in Hong Kong. I don't know if you've heard of the news. In 2019, 2018, around that time, there were a little bit of instability in Hong Kong. And then some countries, they are like, okay, young people, talented people can come here and look for like a better future, basically. So I made use of this program. I took advantage of it and came here. Of course, well, I'm not the youngest one, but also it counts from the time when you got your last university degree. And I got my master's degree, the latest one in 2022. So that's why I can benefit from this one. So either you get a degree or you have working experience, then you can get a PR after you come to Canada for a year. That is how it works over here. Okay. And in the first year, they give you an open working permit to look for anything that you can get in the open market.
Okay.
And yes, that's how it started.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting, and I hope we'll have a more international audience. Yeah, because right now I don't think we have a lot of people following because we didn't have English content. But I hope people will find that information interesting for whether Chinese students or Asian students. Yeah, I hope it will be helpful. So yeah, and after that, like when you came here, what was required, for you since you wanted to keep practicing law? What was required for you, and how did you get the information?
Now, that is a very interesting question because lawyers being a profession, professional, right?
Yeah.
It's always hard to move from country to another one.
Sure.
Lawyers, like engineers, like doctors, they always require more exams, more new qualification for you to practice in that country. Same for me. And this is not my first time getting qualification. As I said, I move around in different continents, so I've got a few qualifications ready. Canada is not the easiest one that I've tried. We have to expect, if you are an international lawyer and you want to come here, you really need to expect that it takes time. For me, it took about 2 years' time to get the qualification. Without a qualification, I cannot practice law, meaning that I cannot act as a lawyer, I cannot give legal advice. That's how I started first. Without the law qualification, I work as an intellectual property advisor, more on the business angle instead of the legal side of things. So when I come to, when the clients ask about the law, I'll have to stop there and say, I'm not a lawyer here yet. So I'll keep myself just on the business strategic side. I'll get you to the right lawyers. That's what I do. But after that gives me an idea, now being here, I've actually practiced for 10 years already outside of Canada. I really want to continue with this. When I came here, I don't know if I want to practice as a lawyer again. But at least I have this question in mind, like, why not? So if I can get it, why don't I just get it first so I have another opportunity, right?
Yes.
That is what I've been doing in the last 10 years. So I started the process. It took me 2 years. It is a long process because in Canada it's also a confederation, meaning there are federal laws, there are provincial laws. So that's why there are 2 sets of exams that I need to go through. Long story short, it's I think I took 7 exams and then a course and a lot of other payments of fees. So that is that is actually a long journey.
Okay. But are you already at the end of it?
Yes. So in April 2025 this year, I got requalified in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
So I'm practicing as a lawyer now.
Okay. It's true for us. It could be it went fast. Yeah, but yeah, I think I remembered you told me that. Yeah, that you already got requalified. Yes. It's surely a lot of information. But do you maybe have a general idea of the cost, if you could put a number on it?
Yeah, I just checked actually before I came because my memory is a little faint now. So talk about just the exam itself. I said 7 exams, right? The first 5 are federal. Each exam was $500 plus tax. So that would already be $2,500 just to take the exam. Yeah. There is application fee. There is also the admission fee after that. So admission is admitted to the court, right? So that is the first part, the federal part. And then the provincial one, the Ontario one, they also have 2 exams, barrister exam, solicitor exam. I think it's about $1,000 each. So you get $2,000 over there. So in total, I think I at least spend $5,000-$6,000 plus other miscellaneous ones. For example, you need to get my original, authority to certify that I was actually a lawyer, right? Because you say you're internationally qualified. And the Law Society of Hong Kong, is charging like $3,000 just for that certificate. $3,000 in Hong Kong dollars, so it's about 500 Canadian dollars.
Oh, okay.
500 Canadian. But still, it's a piece of paper. And I took that at least twice during the process. So $1,000 just to get 2 pieces of paper. A lot of miscellaneous expenses like this.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I think they take the advantage of, lawyers having a more privileged background. So probably they would invest a little bit more into that. So that's why they are more willing to put that amount on us.
Yes, but it's the system. But do you think it makes sense to go through all of that just to practice law? For us it's but we know it's a fancy profession. But since you saw a little bit of Europe too, and now North America, do you think it makes sense to be this costly? Because you can do it, but it's not that costly. But do you think it makes sense for an international trained lawyer who's been practicing for years to come here and go through the requalification again?
Yeah, ultimately it is the goal of that person. Right? Some people come here. Well, I have friends who came here who never practiced law again because they found something even better, which is great. They became immigration consultant, for example, doing something else in Hong Kong. They were family lawyers, but here they are doing also client facing, but different kind of clients. You don't need lawyers to do that. Some became other sort of consultants working in house. So they're having different lives. So that is the most important question, right, for all of us. Yeah. For me, I think I like to have my qualification because that now I love to remain in my own practice. I love to remain in IP. I love it so much.
Yes.
I can do it without my law degree. Some people don't do that. Some people are tech experts. Some people are finance experts. They're also in IP field, but just different expertise, right?
Yeah.
I can stay away from law, but also when I think if I want to give a full picture of IP to my clients, I want to have that the ability to tell them, yes, I can give you legal advice. I can give you a little bit more than what I know. That's already what I know in my head.
Yes.
With a license, I can do that. So that's why, for me, it is almost important, if not necessary, to get that qualification.
Okay. And do you see yourself doing something else, like another specialization one day, or you just want to stay within IP?
Actually, IP is a very broad field, and it touches upon everything else. Just think about, IP is basically everyday things, right? About what we wear, fashion has IP in it.
Yes.
Our makeup has IP in it. Phones has IP in it. So I have already been expanding my field apart from strictly just filing patents or trademarks. I do commercial stuff. I do corporate work because IP, you need to sell it, right? You need to license it to make money off it. So corporate commercial is important. Yeah. We need to look at IP protection. When someone's infringed you need to go to court to sue them. So litigation is also important. I'm also doing that, arbitration, litigation, dispute resolution. There are also other areas too. Valuation, for example. How do you tell people that, this phone, this IP in your phone is cost how many millions of dollars? How do you prove it? So valuation is something that I'm looking into. So different things coming together. I'm trying to, like I said, give a full portfolio of IP expertise to my clients just by myself so far.
Okay, perfect. Well, I am happy to learn more about IP and about Felix himself, who is the main reason of the interview. And I hope you guys also enjoyed it. So we'll be seeing you in the second part where we talk more about business stuff. If you want to get inspired, because that's also the goal, to get inspired from immigrants, entrepreneurs, their profiles. So I hope you stay tuned, and we thank Felix for being with us for this first part.
Thank you.
Yes. See you in the second part.